Hey y'all, I'm Elisa, the Scrappy Wife behind ScrappyWife.com, and today I am working in my memory planner for the week of September 19th through the 25th. Got my pile of photos ready to go. I'm actually using a Hip Kit Club collection. This is from September, I believe. It's called It's a New Day. It's a Hip Kit Club exclusive. All the colors, which you know I love. So I have all the papers pulled out. There are some chipboard stickers, puffy alphas, love these hearts, and then of course a ton of ephemera. So we were going to kind of see how this comes together. Should be a colorful spread. I will link the things that I use down below. Otherwise, let's go. I originally was not going to use this kit this month because I wanted to do something more like a fall feel, but I was super intrigued by this particular paper. I love the arches and I thought I could create something very different, which is nice. From time to time in my memory planner, I follow kind of the same pattern, and there's nothing wrong with kind of following a formula, especially for memory keeping, because it can get really tedious, and it's really nice to just have a basic formula that you can follow from week to week when you're feeling less creative. And for me, that's matting the photos, picking ephemera, things like that. But when I'm feeling a little bit inspired, especially by some gorgeous supplies, then I kind of try to go with it. So you can see I'm cutting apart the arches in like long strips. And what I think I'm going to do is place them on the page and then have photos kind of peeking in and out of them. And then I will focus my journaling up top. The purpose of that is just to have this feeling that it's a whirlwind of a week. There's a lot going on. I know I say that over and over again, but that really is what life feels like these days. And so I like the clusters. I like the busyness of the look of this type of memory planning because it really encompasses what it feels like to be living in our family life from week to week. So I love that I can have these memory planning spreads, and they really help me to appreciate these small moments. I feel like if I were not doing weekly memory planning, I probably would not take as many pictures. I would be focused around the big events. But this is one of those things that makes me slow down and really notice the little stories that are happening each week. And when things are busy, and even when things are not, there is a lot going on. There are a lot of little moments to capture. And so the fact that I know I want to do a memory planning spread for that week helps me to get in the habit of taking photos of these little moments so that I can then tell the stories of those moments in my memory planning spread. So you can see I have all of my photos and the papers laid out. When I'm working on the right side, I kind of do this in a funky way. I put the paper down first and then I try to nestle photos in behind it. I do this in a much better way on the left side, which is to work from top to bottom. So when I do it this way, I have to like work and pull up the paper and get those photos nestled down in there. And it's doable. That totally works, but it was easier when I did it over on the left side, and you'll see how that looks in a moment. I have people tell me all the time they wish they could memory plan, but they just don't have that much going on. Of course, we have a lot going on in our family, but I think finding those small moments, that's kind of what memory planning is about. I don't have to document all the activities of my family. It's just moments of cuddling on the couch, or fun meals that we had, or beautiful skies that I noticed. Those to me are just as important, and they are wonderful things that you can document as well. So don't think just because you don't have a lot going on in your day to day that you still can't document what's happening. I think it definitely triggers something in your brain when you start focusing on taking pictures of those small moments. It kind of tells your brain to take attention, like to pay attention to those little moments that are happening all around you. And I feel like it really helps me to live in that moment. Now, you guys, how cute are all of these pictures kind of popping out from the arches? I just love the pattern. I love the flow of this page. This might end up being one of my favorite memory planning pages that I've done in a long time. And you can be the judge when you see the end. So I'm trimming off the extra paper, and then I have some of these arches left, and there are some little blanks, some open spots that are popping up just because I didn't have photos to fill every tiny little spot. And so I'm going to take these individual arches, and you can see I'm kind of nestling them down in there. Anytime I see any white space, you guys know I am team no white space. I like to fill up my spreads a ton. So I'm trying to see if I have any arches that need to fit in little places where there might be blanks. The only place that I have the arches going all the way through is mostly on the bottom. I have a few arches that go off the page on either side, and I like how it ends up looking. I could have had them going straight across the whole way and punched holes, repunched all those holes, but I don't think that was necessary with what I was planning to do. So we're gonna go with this. I'm gonna get all of those in place. You can see it's nice to have that patterned paper. See how far one piece of patterned paper can go with memory planning? Like this is one 12 by 12 paper. It's making a huge impact on this page. Yes, I'm going to add some other embellishments, but truthfully, it's not really necessary. I could have just left it like this and gone for it and did my journaling at the top, and I still think it would have been a beautiful page. It is more beautiful when you continue to add those little details, but one piece of 12 by 12 paper can make a big impact on a memory planning spread, and that's what I love. I'm telling the story of the whole week. It's only one layout instead of multiple scrapbooking layouts. This is just a really efficient way for me to celebrate these moments and tell these stories, and I still get to use gorgeous supplies like this beautiful paper. So once I get all of those arches in place, then I'm going to start going through the ephemera. And if I'm being completely honest, I haven't even unboxed this kit. Like before I pulled it out to start creating with it, I hadn't looked at it at all. I didn't look at any of the spoilers. Like this is my first time checking out this kit. It's been busy when you're moving craft studios and doing all the things like that. It's been a busy month. So this is my first time kind of checking out the ephemera. I do like all the words. It's one of the reasons that I keep getting Hip Kit Club kits. So I love the bright colors, of course, but I like their ephemera pieces because they include a lot of different sizes of ephemera, which I very much appreciate. And then I like all of the words because I choose to put a lot of words in my memory planning layouts. I use word ephemera in all the things. And so it's one of the reasons I really like this particular subscription kit. The paper piece that I put over the picture of me in my new craft space says, "Sometimes all we need is a fresh start," which is absolutely, absolutely perfect. So I'm going to get all of these secured on the page, and that's going to be it for most of the decorative elements. This came together really simply just because I had that one piece of paper that absolutely inspired me. So it doesn't have to take long. It doesn't have to be complicated. And now all of these memories are documented. All the little stories will be documented. And this will be something that my kids will like to look through at the end of the year. They love flipping through these memory planning pages. So the next step, once all of these are done, I'm going to get my We Are Memory Keepers disc punch. I'm going to repunch some of the holes right here just so that it fits back in my memory planning spread. Then I'll grab my T ruler, which I always use to add my own journaling lines. I don't trust myself to write in a straight line without journaling lines very often. So I will go ahead and add those in and then do a little bit of journaling. I chose to do the journaling lines in black and then the actual journaling in blue just to change it up. It's a fun way to use some different colored pens. So I figured, hey, if we're going to go colorful, we're going to go all the way colorful, use all the colors on this spread, including in the pens. If you liked this video, please give it a thumbs up. Consider hitting that subscribe button as well as the bell notification button. I will be linking the supplies that I use down below so you can check those out if you are interested. I want to give a huge shout out to all of my Patreon members. Thank you guys so much for your support. You are the reason I'm able to keep creating content over here on YouTube. And of course, there's a ton of extra content over on Patreon. Lots of extra videos, extra challenges, extra lives, just a ton of stuff. So if you haven't had the chance to check out Patreon yet, make sure to check out the link for that in the description box below. All right, that's going to wrap it up. I hope that you all have a fabulous day. And as always, keep it creative.